Hey, 090 students. I have a boss that keeps track of the most missed problem on the final exam, and this is it. Borrowing subtraction problems with fractions. And in order to understand them, you got to understand this example right here. This versus that. Now, I have an absolute dorky picture drawn here already. Check it out. Okay. In the first example, 6 2/3 minus 4, it would be like our classroom having 6 2/3 pizzas right there, inviting another classroom over to take 4 away. All right. What would they do? Let me get it on this so I can cancel that. And so if they said, oh, okay, they can take 4, they take 1, 2, 3, 4 away. How many are left? 2 2/3. 2 2/3. What I just did there, not borrowing. Not borrowing at all. Now, let me show you that again. In this example, we have 6 pizzas whole. Now, let me erase this. There we go. So in this example, visually, and remember, anytime you can draw a picture, I say go for it. It just helps. 6 minus 4 2/3. We have 6 whole pizzas, uncut. And we say, okay, other class can come in and they can have 4 2/3. So they take 1, 2, 3, 4 away. And then they can take 2/3 of the 5th one. So they have to actually get in here and cut out some of it. And what's left? 1 whole one and 1/3 of the other one. So this becomes 1 1/3. Now, you do not want to draw pictures every single time. You'll be there all day. So how the heck do I get this answer? Let me show you. Here is the same problem. Well, that's not it. Let's start that over again. That happens. Minus 4 2/3. If you're given a problem like this, if it's written out horizontally like this, I like to rewrite it to where it looks like that. So I think vertically written, adding and subtracting problems are where to go, is where it's at. So you take the 6 and we're going to borrow. Now, that was like me cutting this pizza up right here. So when you borrow, what you do is you rewrite the bottom fraction just as it is, just recopy it over, put your subtraction sign so you don't accidentally forget that, and take the 6 and call it 5 3/3. Now, 5 3/3 or 5 plus 3/3 or 5 plus 1 is the same as 6. So I'm not changing anything. These are equal. I'm just abracazamming this thing into something more usable for our brains. And it's represented by this picture here getting cut up. So when we have it in this mode, we just subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. And the same size pieces, so that's on bottom, 3, and this would be 1. Now let me show you this a couple of more times in like the speed round here. Let's say we had 7 minus 4 5/9. All right, what we would do, we have to borrow because that whole number's on the top followed by a fraction like that. So we rewrite the bottom, that is step number 1. And we change this into 1 less, and then we keep the denominator size 9/9. Again, why not 8/8? Because I want to keep it 9 so I don't have to redo the common denominators. So whatever this is, that's what you're making this twice. So 6 minus 4 is 2, and the same size on the bottom, and this would be 2 4/9. One last time. Let's say we had 8 minus 3 2/3. Rewrite the bottom like that. Change this one to what? 7 3/3. Why 3/3, you say? Because of that 3 right there. That's why. So watch this many times and you'll get the hang of that. This is 4 1/3 final answer. And that is the easy type of borrowing. Now let me show you what, I like to call the mother of all division problems. If I can get some space to write on. There we go. There we go. All right, let's say we have 6 2/3 minus 3 3/4. This is going to be a multi-step problem. If you were doing this, you would have to get common denominators first, which is going to be 12. 12 is the smallest number that 3 and 4 go into. All right, so we say 6 and blank over 12. 3 and blank over 12. We extend this line out. Don't just leave it floating. It'll be all over the place. Put your subtraction symbol there and find these new top numbers. Again, that's building up fractions. If you don't know how to do that, go watch the video called Building Up Fractions. All right, so 3 goes into 12, or 3 times 4 equals 12, so 2 times 4 equals 8. Again, there's a lot of videos on how to do this process. 3 times what number is 12? That's 3. And 3 times, let me say that again. 4 times what number is 12? And that's 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Now, on a previous video, I mentioned what happens when this number here is bigger than this number. When that happens, my friends, you have to borrow. So we put another set of equal signs. We extend this line. We put a subtraction symbol here so we don't forget. And we do the first step of borrowing, which is recopying the bottom one. I've said it 3 times now. So recopy that. Make this, now here's the trick to this. Make this one 5. Now the bottom stays at 12. And to get this new top number right there, to get that number, we have to add these two things together. These two things added together equals this top number. And that works every time, or I would never say that. It works every time. The reason why is because, you know, when you take the 6 off, like in the other examples I just showed you, you would have 12 12. So you have 12 over 12, and you would have to add what's the existing here, the 8 12ths, together. So if you do that, you get 20 12ths. All right, 20 12ths, yay. But what you would remember for test-taking purposes is you add these two together, you know, being realistic. This is why it works. This is the thing to remember. Once you get it all good to go, now this number is smaller than this top number, which is what you want. 5 minus 3 is 2. 20 minus 9 would be 11 12ths, and that would be your final answer. And I know that was long, but this is where most people fall apart in fractions, borrowing. Have a good one.